I have a take on Angel Reese that I'm sure will trigger a bunch of people.
Let's hear your take.
But I think Angel Reese, and I'm saying this with my chest out, I think she's quit.
It's no longer speculation. The Angel Reese experiment in Chicago has gone completely off the rails. Before another analyst tries to sugarcoat the situation, it's time to strip it down to the unfiltered truth. This isn't a mid-season slump or a minor setback. It's a full-scale organizational collapse, and the player once marketed as the future is now at the center of the chaos. Angel Reese has landed in basketball purgatory, and she's on the brink of making the most damaging decision of her career. While the league's PR machine continues selling a feel-good fairy tale, the reality is far more grim. A disastrous 9-30 season, a franchise voted by its own players as the worst run in the WNBA, and a supposed superstar quietly plotting her escape route. This is the unraveling of one of the league's most heavily hyped figures. How she turned against the very team that built around her, and why her desperate bid for freedom could end in spectacular, career-altering failure. Buckle up, the facade is about to shatter.
What? Excuse me? Let me make sure I'm understanding you correctly. WNBA media is so desperate to make Angel Reese a huge star. Their level of desperation is so high. They want you to accept her so badly that they're actively celebrating failure.
The Chicago Sky are officially in crisis mode. No sugarcoating it, no PR spin. At 9:30, they're the league's biggest embarrassment. A franchise that hoisted the championship trophy just 4 years ago has now become a cautionary tale in dysfunction. And when the league's players themselves vote your organization as the worst in the sport, that's not rebuilding, that's institutional rot. Right in the middle of it all is Angel Reese, the player the franchise once believed could be their foundation. Instead of lifting the Sky, she's become the catalyst for their downfall. Her frustration is obvious, and she's not even trying to hide it anymore. The hints of her desire to leave are everywhere. It started with cryptic social media posts suggesting trades and locker room departures. Then came the not-so-subtle captions. Making decisions for yourself is a liberating feeling. That isn't the voice of a franchise cornerstone. It's the tone of someone already mentally packing their bags. And if you think those signals are concerning, the behavior behind the scenes is even more alarming. Reese's relationship with the coaching staff has completely disintegrated. Teresa Weatherspoon, the coach who recruited her, was dismissed. And instead of responding with professionalism, Reese fired off a social media post portraying the decision as a personal betrayal. That was the first red flag, putting ego ahead of the team's stability. Things have only deteriorated under new head coach Tyler Marsh. Reports of outright defiance during timeouts culminated in one viral moment. Reese smacking a clipboard out of an assistant's hands as the staff tried to draw up a last-second play. Think about that. In the most critical moment of a must-win game, she chose to undermine her coaches in front of everyone. That's not passion. That's dysfunction, and it's contagious. The turmoil extends beyond the bench. Teammates appear to have reached their breaking point. Watch closely, and you'll notice players deliberately ignoring her on offense, forcing bad shots, or even letting the shot clock expire rather than giving her the ball. When teammates refuse to engage with you on the floor, the locker room isn't fractured. It's broken beyond repair. The tension boiled over publicly when veteran Elizabeth Williams criticized the team's turnovers during a press conference, while sitting right beside Reese, whose 4.7 turnovers per game rank among the worst in the league. Team chemistry? It's not bad, it's radioactive, and this isn't a new pattern. This is the Angel Reese blueprint. When the pressure mounts, she doesn't rise, she bolts. Go back to college. When things soured at Maryland, she transferred to LSU. Critics labeled her the Queen of Quit, and now that same reputation is resurfacing on the professional stage. Even her injury saga raised eyebrows. A conveniently timed back issue sidelined her during the team's worst stretch, and the Sky offered no clear medical explanation. What should have been treated as a setback now looks more like a calculated exit plan. But here's where the irony cuts deepest. What happens when the self-proclaimed Queen of Quit tries to walk away, only to discover the market doesn't care? Angel Reese is about to face a cold dose of reality. Her value isn't what her brand suggests. Her production? Mediocre. Scoring nights that barely cracked double digits. Shooting efficiency stuck at 44%. Turnovers nearly doubled from her rookie season. And worst of all, the team statistically plays better when she's off the floor. That's not the profile of a blockbuster trade target. That's the kind of resume that makes general managers pass on the call. Sure, she grabs rebounds, but offensively she's a vacuum that stalls ball movement and kills spacing, and the real problem goes far deeper than her box score. It's the baggage. Every smart front office in the league knows you don't give up assets for a player who creates locker room drama, undermines coaches, and cracks under pressure. Reese's highlight plays have never translated to consistent wins, and the rest of the league sees it. Just look at the contrast with other young stars. Caitlin Clark absorbs relentless defense, intense media scrutiny, and the crushing expectations of carrying a franchise, yet she remains composed, professional, and productive. While Clark shatters records and elevates her team, Reese is fighting teammates and airing grievances online. That's not just a difference in maturity, it's a gulf in leadership. Ironically, Chicago appears to be calling her bluff. They're not scrambling to trade her. They're not reshaping the roster around her ego. Instead, they're quietly investing in players who actually want to be part of the rebuild, and the rest of the WNBA isn't fooled either. The truth is clear. Angel Reese isn't a franchise cornerstone. She's a name, a marketing asset, a player who cares more about brand visibility than banners. Chicago's own social media team proved the point when they tweeted a player of the game graphic for Reese after a 79-69 loss. Celebrating mediocrity has become part of the culture, and that mindset has rotted the organization from the inside out. So, what comes next? Reese is standing at a career-defining crossroads. One path demands humility, taking accountability, repairing relationships, and proving she has the discipline to fix the chaos she helped create. The other path is a forced exit, a trade that leads to fewer endorsements, a smaller spotlight, and a coach unwilling to tolerate even a hint of drama. She may soon learn that being the centerpiece of a dysfunctional team was the peak of her influence, and that outside of that bubble, the hype doesn't hold up. This saga has become a referendum on Reese's ability to be a true professional. And right now, the verdict isn't flattering. So here's the question. Is Angel Reese the victim of a broken franchise, or the architect of its collapse? Drop your thoughts below. I want to hear where you stand. And if you thought this deep dive was explosive, don't miss our next breakdown, where we reveal the shocking financial reality behind the WNBA's biggest stars. The truth about what they're actually earning might surprise you. Thanks for tuning in. If this breakdown gave you a new perspective, hit the like button, share it with other fans, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss our future deep dives into the WNBA and beyond. Until next time, stay sharp, stay curious, and never settle for the watered-down version of the story.